Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day this is for you. Satellite Tuesdays or whatever day of the week it is for you, right? Timeless things these are. Welcome, it's me, Wingish Nibe, Majeki Quay, Sweetgrass Water, Medicine Woman, your friendly free-ass medicine woman. Ow. Yeah. Christianna, Christy Car, Superstar, all this beautiful divine being right here. And welcome, you beautiful divine beings, right here too. How goes it with you? Oh, excuse me. Everybody all filled up from all that turkeys, right? Just study, did you? Say a little prayer, honor our history that's not popular but is the true history. How is that for you? Do you celebrate? Do you get offended by those who don't celebrate, right? Do you get offended when somebody doesn't feel the same as you? That's what we all need to do. Personal responsibility. I've been watching interviews with Jordan Peterson, and he's a psychologist and professor at University of Toronto, and he kind of got popular and taken up in the public eye excuse me, just in the last few years because he started posting his lectures on Facebook. But he does kind of have an interesting perception, and oh wow, I watched this angry mob thing that didn't agree, I guess, with some of the things that he said, and he promotes this freedom of speech and that we shouldn't shut down these radical groups because eventually they'll show themselves, or sometimes there is truth that they're speaking about too. But to be louder, right? Louder does not make you right. Louder. The truth doesn't need to yell and shout. Because who gets hurt if everybody's just yelling and screaming? Like, everybody's listening to each other. How do you come to a peaceful resolution when you can't bring yourself into that peace, right? If you're constantly just yelling and reacting to everything, how do we find that peaceful resolution if we cannot, in our own selves, bring ourselves to that peace and that calm? I just thought it was just an amazing excuse me, video to watch, and how this man, even though they were shouting attacks at him and stuff, I mean, regardless of what the thing was about, the whole point I am saying, because we don't have to agree with each other's opinions, I don't agree with everything, but you don't throw everything out, right? Because there is, just because we don't agree with something, do we block ourselves off to everything else that person has to say, right? Or book, or whatever that is, because we can still learn. We can still learn things from them and about ourselves. What I wanted to do, I was just going to look it up in my history of what I watched and see. Don't let them provoke you, right? Master McHugh Meltdown with subtitle. Yeah, see, you can see all the Jordan Peterson stuff that I was watching. But he really talks about taking, so it was this one right here, where there's like, it's like an angry mob. And he sits there. It's kind of hard to watch for the start. He ends up having to go outside for the ones that wanted to listen to him. But I just think it's a perfect example of when that chaos is going on around you, and even personal attacks on your character, and how it's possible to remain calm in those situations and not react. I just noticed my mic isn't plugged in. So I recommend maybe having a look at it, if you like, if you're called to do that. Because I really admire that. We're not being set off by all these things around here, because that says something about me, right? And he was saying at the start of it that if we react, that's giving them what we want. And then we just keep in this back and forth conflict. What are we going to do? And also, you know, he makes that point that here, this is all going to be televised. So they're making themselves look like whatever, right? And you see that as the crowd gets more angry, they go in and they block him, and they're making noise behind him. You know, he shakes his head. You can see, of course, it's annoying. You're trying to speak. You know, one of the things I found fascinating is hate speech, no freedom of hate speech. But yet, to me, whatever the technical definition of that is, it was like they were all yelling, shut the fuck up, and things like that. Pardon my language, see? That seems like hate speech. So as they're protesting no more hate speech. They're using hate speech. So, and for me watching, I think that's the point that he was trying to make, right? These radical groups are there. They're so loud. They kind of contradict themselves. So if you just let them go, it might be annoying, right? It's loud, but hey, right? It's also showing the civilized things where nobody didn't get into this fighting and physical end up confrontation, you know? People can yell and be loud all they want, right? And then they end up contradicting themselves right there. Oh, no hate speech. You're an asshole, whatever it was, right? Anyways, that was just something that came up when I was watching that. It is something that I believe too. It's our personal responsibility, right? Nobody makes us anything. Feelings are automatic for only like split seconds, right? If we hang on to it longer, we're choosing to hang on to that feeling. This is biology and science, right? So that's why we need to take personal responsibility for ourselves and stop separating ourselves. That's where that anger comes in. He makes a point about when we start thinking of ourselves as a victim, we start looking for the perpetrator, right? Somebody that made us that victim and that justifies our actions to go hurt that person that hurt us. And then where do we get? We just keep getting in this cycle where we're cycling down. There's victims and oppressors and the oppressed. And, it's always, we kind of need these things for sure to appreciate the love and light that we are, because as human beings, we're all capable. Every single one, no exceptions. No exceptions. All capable of doing things that help and doing things that hurt. Doing things that bring more love into the world, doing things that bring more hate into the world. And again, it's the same spectrum, love, hate, whatever. Where do you fall? We get in the middle there. Discerning what's for us or not. So much, right? And I take personal responsibility, trying to teach my kids to take responsibility for what they do. As the older you get, the more responsible you become for your behaviors, right? The only one that has an excuse for their behaviors is the youngest one, who is still following everybody else. They've learned from everybody else. They're mimicking all those around them until they get out and they see other ways, right? And if we shelter them and we don't show them other ways of being, then what service are we doing for them, right? It's a kid focus. We got to take care of our littles inside. I'm here for all the children, even your little inner children. We need to keep, that loving, playful heart, be young at heart, a wise old soul, right? We can all get through that. Young soul, new souls. I don't think there's any new souls. We've been recycled so much. Maybe, who knows? I don't know. What do you believe? I don't know. I know big shift is coming. You feel the big shifts is coming? What are we doing? What are you being called to do? What's your passion? Are you focused on you? Because there's so much going on in this world. We can get caught up in so many things, get drawn down so many rabbit holes and whatever. Get so twisted and tangled in all of this. That's the purpose. People that take advantage of others or try to have power over need those people that they're trying to control or have power over in a state of confusion, unsurety, where they're looking outside themselves for answers, right? They want them dependent on the outside, right? They don't want them to realize they got everything they need inside. We don't need anything outside of ourselves. It's all inside on how to get those things, right? That we actually really need, right? Air, water, food, sustenance for our bodies, love, connection. That's what we truly need. Nothing material. We don't need that at all. We want it. We want. Just want. I want it now. I want. Huh? Let's look at our needs and be specific about our needs, what we need. And the honest and peaceful ways to help get those needs met. Sometimes we do need others to have needs met. Like, I need a massage. Right? Well, actually, no, I got a massage chair. I can sit there, so, you know. But we do need those connections. There's lots of stuff that keep us disconnected from each other. And that's the thing we need to know. We're all one. We're all the same family. We're not separate families. No one's better than the other. We've all gone through our own things. We've all been suppressed and depressed. We've all gone through these things, these cycles. Everyone's experienced this all. So let's look at those people, those new people, those new little beings in this world, those children. And what are we teaching them? Are we going to continue on with the old negative narration? The falsified histories? Right? We got to stand up and tell the truth. And tell the truth. Just live the truth. Just be the true you. The way your Creator made you, whatever that is. Be thankful for that, right? So much stuff. I want to just go sleep. I need to go have a shower. So I'm gonna do a morning star. I'm gonna go have a shower. I'm gonna come back and have a morning star. Maybe that'll help. I'm just feeling so drained. It's like my body's been fighting burnout and depression and all of that. So it's hard to keep happy and smiling when you look around and have miserable faces. And when you don't take it personally, it's kind of hard. You're surrounded by that. And, you know, you try to cheer them up, but they don't. Well, no, we laugh every day. So it's just how sensitive I am. Just want a peaceful home. Kids are going to fight. There's some things that are just way too extreme here, though. We've gone through some extreme stuff. But things can be intensified when there's others doing their strategic things. Knowing full well. Because they're not stupid people. Not stupid people. Highly intelligent. It's just sad how they use children. And those ones in powers, right? Getting our littles in there fighting back and forth. It's our littles. Because adults, like, come on. We know tit for tat doesn't work. We know the spiteful things, so we don't need to do these immature, spiteful, vengeful things. Acting. Ooh, cuties! Oh, whatever it is. I like that. Why do we call children acting like childish? Or when adults are acting childish? Because it's childish a bad thing? No, not when you're a child. Okay. So much. What's going on in your head these days, right? Big shift in the world. How's that affecting you? What's going on for you? Tell me if you like, or just reflect on that for yourself, because really it begins within, and that's what we need to do. Begin within, right? We master ourselves, and then maybe we can help others, right? We get to where we know how to help ourselves to get our needs met in peaceful ways, and then maybe we could be good enough to help others. Jordan Peterson, something like that. I like that. I like what he says. It's not like a guru or anything. Like I said, I don't agree with everything. But, you know, I like the way it makes me think about things. Too, right? Triggers that thoughts for mind south for that self-reflection, right? Because that's his big point, personal responsibility, right? Not pursuing happiness, but being responsible. And then it comes from there. Everything comes from that. It's very interesting. He did like a 6-hour interview with Dr. Oz. I've only got halfway through that one, but very interesting. Yeah. Anyways, well, whatever. That's my thought. That's just me. My biggest heart hugs ever. Thank you for being you and shining your light through in everything you do. This world really needs you, so. Right? Don't tell them what to do. Show them you and put it all out there, my friends. Mwah. Love you.